Welcome students, welcome to Industrial Fluid Power session. This session we are going to see about the components of hydraulic systems, and this session we are going to see the hydraulic pumps, the part 2. In part 1 we see the vane pump, gear pump and the piston pump, and this session we are going to see about G-rotor pump and screw pump. Now let's see about the G-rotor pump. G-rotor pump is otherwise called as generated rotor pump. So this pump has two generated rotors as shown in the figure. One is having external teeth and other is having internal teeth. The rotor with external teeth rotates inside the rotor having internal teeth. The inner rotor is having one tooth less than that of outer rotor. The inner rotor is driver to which the shaft of any prime mover is coupled. So this inner rotor is the driver, so which is coupled with the any prime mover. Okay, so this rotates the outer internal teeth. This outer internal teeth is connected with the casing, so that fluid comes in this way and goes out this way. So this is the actual industrial part of the G rotor pump. If you're having a 5 tooth means this internal tooth having the internal rotor having the 4, one less than the external. Consider the gap 1 to 2 between the rotors as a packet. The size of the packet goes on increasing as the rotor rotates. Thus, more and more oil fills in the packet. After 1800 of rotations, further rotation causes the size of the packet to reduce, causing the oil to flow out of the packet. Thus, from each packet, oil is sucked in from inlet port during first half of rotation and oil is delivered to outlet port during the next half. There are 6 such packets. 3 of them are performing such suction, and while the remaining 3 are delivering the oil. Hence the flow is continuous. Let us see the practical representation of how this G rotor pump operates. That is generator rotor pump operates. Let's see, this is the generator rotor pump is used for engine oil suction. So this is how it rotates. This is gear which is connected to the external prime mover. You can see this gap is used for a suction and this is for the delivery. Okay, in one side it will suck the oil and other side it will deliver the oil. Let's see the advantages of G rotor pump. It having a high speed, only 2 moving parts, constant and even discharge regardless of pressure condition, operates well in either direction. Quiet operation can be made to operate with one direction of flow with either rotation. Now let's see the disadvantage of G rotor pump. It having a medium pressure limitations, fixed clearances, no solids allowed. One bearing runs in the product pumped, then overhung load on shaft bearing. What are the applications of G rotor pump? Common G rotor pump applications include, but are not limited to, light fuel oils, lubrication oils, cooking oils, hydraulic fluids. So what are the materials of construction or configuration options for G rotor pump? For external, that is for head and casing, you can use cast iron, and for internals, that is rotor for idler, you can use steel, and for bushing, you can use for carbon graphite, bronze, and other materials as needed. Shaft seal, you can use lip seals, component mechanical seals, and for packing, not commonly used for G rotor pumps. Now let's come to the screw pump. So in screw pump, we are having the screws are either parallelly arranged or seriously arranged to bring the compressed fluid. So previous one is a series arrangement, and this one is a parallel arrangement screw pump. The screw pump is a positive displacement pump which comes with 2 or 3 screws. A single screw version is called a progressing cavity pump shown in the figure. Each shaft has a left hand screw and a right hand screw for hydraulic pressure balance. The inlet is at each end and the outlet is in the middle. While running, the liquid fills in the gap between the screws and the casing and moves it along with the screws from inlet to outlet. Screw pumps are used in lubricating systems. They have no valves or small parts to wear out or break. Hence, maintenance cost is less and has more life. Let us see the one pictorial animation representation of how screw pumps is rotating.
MAN Diesel and Turbo manufactures tailor-made process gas screw compressors for customers, a modular system of tried and tested components guaranteeing the utmost reliability. Depending on its size, a compressor stage can suck in and then compress volume flows of between about 200 and 100,000 cubic meters per hour. All screw compressors operate according to the basic principle of a positive displacement machine, whose key element is a pair of spiral rotors. During operation, the rotors turn and the spiral teeth mesh together, forming chambers between the rotors and the casing wall. Rotation causes the chambers to move from the suction or intake side to the compression or discharge side. These chambers are connected to the suction nozzle via ports. As the chambers enlarge, they are filled with gas flowing in through the nozzle. To understand the compression process better, let's look at an individual chamber. It enlarges, is filled with gas, and then closed by a circumferential edge in the casing. The rotors now transport the gas to the discharge side, where the chamber shrinks and the retained gas is compressed. Let's view the process again, this time from below. Once the gas is compressed, the chamber reaches another port connected to a discharge nozzle, and the gas flows out. In fact, all the chambers between the two rotors are being filled and emptied continuously. This means that with a screw compressor, the compression process is more or less ongoing. The design of a screw compressor combines the advantages of a positive displacement machine with those of a rotating machine, making this type of compressor suitable for a very wide range of applications and process gases. MAN Diesel and Turbo has been developing and constructing process gas screw compressors at its Oberhausen location since 1952.
So the materials used in making different parts of the screw pump. The following parts are made with the metals described below. For casing, generally made of cast iron, and for screw shaft, made of high grade carbon steel. And for bearings, high speed steel is used. What are the applications of screw pumps? Normally, the screw is used for pumping the high viscous fluids. So they are also used for draining out the tanks having high vapor pressure liquids. They're used to take the water from the stern tube area if there are leakage there. So these are some of the uses of the screw pump. So thank you students, thank you for watching this video. We'll see you in the next class.